Hey guys, today we'll be changing the engine oil on this 2022 BMW X5. This is the G05 series, so all B58 40i motors. This includes the X5, X6, and X7. So this is the B58 40i motor again. And I'm using the Liquid Moly LW20 motor oil along with the MAN oil filter. First things first, I have the car up on ramps already. If you have ramps, it will help versus getting it up on, you can either do ramps or there is a way to lift it right over here if you do have a jack. We'll first get started with taking off the oil filter cap. Just letting it sit there, just so then the oil has air to drain. We'll be using a 17mm socket to drain the oil. There it goes. Now that I've drained the oil, using also engine flush, which you can use every 25,000 miles or every 5 oil changes. Pour it in before you change the oil, let the engine run, idle for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then you can drain the oil. So if you want to see the video on this, make sure to check out my channel, but that will be going to the trash. So now that the oil is drained, I usually like to grab one of these liters and just pouring, let's say, half of it into there, just to kind of like flush it out. Let it go through. So I only pour just a little bit, just a tad. You want about 6.9 quarts is the capacity of this oil tank. So 6.9, if you take the 2 of these bottles and a big 5 quart, you take just a little bit out of here and just to flush it out, and then pour in the rest of this one and the rest of those 2. You're going to be sitting ideal with the level of the oil. So just a little bit, let it do its thing. Boom, just like that. So this is kind of how much I have left. Now that we've poured that through, next step would be the oil filter. It's located right down there, if you can catch that. Not the most ideal spot. To get it out of there, you'll need to take this coolant reservoir out, which is just a small tab pull right here, just like that. And it comes out. And at the same time, you can take off these rubbers because they come off by themselves. So just like that. And now I can kind of access the oil filter up in there. So here I've removed the engine cover. Actually, I don't know why I didn't think about it earlier. I have removed the engine cover here to make it a little easier to access that oil filter down there, which you can see now a little better now that the engine cover is off. I've laid out a bit of towels here to kind of help with the drip to not get all over my engine bay. I also have removed this from that little clip that is held right here. Detached this little clip that plugs out of there, makes it a little easier to push it out and clear out the space to get into the oil filter. So now we'll be going into there. For this job, you'll need a 32mm socket for the oil filter. Get it down in there. And just start going at it. Do account that the oil filter is long, so you will probably have to take out the socket before you take out the oil filter. So keep that in mind. So now you can hear that more engine oil is falling down into the pan now that we've released pressure from here. So it's getting loose now. There it goes. Now it's coming out. I'm slowly, really slowly letting it drain out of the filter. That way we have a little less drip down onto the engine. Slowly surely, ever so carefully. Boom, and it's out. There it is. Got a little towel to catch the oil. Let's get it over here on our little workspace. Buying this MAN oil filter will also come included with it a new O-ring to go around right over here, and a new washer to replace this one that goes right over here.
So we are now taking off the old filter. I like to clean inside before installing the new one. We are taking off the old gasket. Preferably you would want to do that actually before you put the new filter on. Getting the new one on. Getting some oil just to kind of lubricate the process. Helps the O-ring from twisting as you're tightening it back on. Now after dropping your filter, I like to put some oil on the inner part as well. And tighten it.
So we tightened this just enough to where it just stops. You don't want it too tight because you still want to take it off in your next oil change. Now we're putting everything back right where it was. Goes right into here. This goes back in here just like that. Boom, just like it was.
Now we are putting back the drain plug, getting that new washer, put it back on the drain plug. Wipe down here, make sure it's all clean from the dripping oil. Getting that drain plug back on. Tighten it, not too tight, you still want to get it off next time.
All right, now we'll be pouring in the oil. We'll start off with the one that we started flushing out the engine with. Get this one down there. So we'll be using Ceratec as well. This helps with wear on the engine, less friction, and it lasts you up to 30,000 miles. So I'll be pouring that in between my pours. Make sure you shake this really good. Now we'll be pouring out the other liter, and then last but not least, we'll get the big one in. Now for the big boy. Now that that's in, close the cap. Get the engine cover right back on. Just like that. We're done here. Next step would be to start the car and service due in 8,000 miles, but I change mine every 3,000, so we'll wait on that. Next step would be to check our oil level. So I already have a preset down here, engine oil level. And we'll wait for it to warm up a bit. Now that the engine is warmed up, we are off the ramps on a level surface. We can start the measurement, and we'll show you how ideal that measurement was. Boom, would you look at that? Right at max. So those two bottles and that big one runs you just right. Now to reset the engine oil service procedure, you can either go into diagnostics mode, or you can do the method that I'll be using, which is for Beamer Link. So we're now on Beamer Link, automatically connected to the car. We can go here into service reset.
engine oil, reset service. Yes. Has been reset successfully. Perfect. Now we're back at 100, just like that. And that is how you change the engine oil on the 2022 BMW X5 40i, X6, and X7 40i models. Thanks for watching. All the products will be listed down in the description below.